best. Right, we've just been out diving with Jordan, prize-winning author of Hunting the Rock. Jordan's cleaned up on the rock flathead, which he basically grew up on the peninsula and cut his teeth hunting flathead in the shallow waters around St Leonard's and Dennet Heads. And he's well and truly showed us a thing or two today. Mate, I was struggling out there to see anything. How do you find them?
Yeah, mate, they're pretty easy to spear, but sometimes a little bit difficult to find. The rock flathead telltale sign or giveaway, I suppose, is the yellow on their tail. A lot of the time when in weed or in a rocky environment, the yellow on the tail will be the only real part that you can see. It does stand out, just in stark contrast to the rest of the background. And also the yellow on their fins as well does stand out fairly well underwater. And he has been dead for a little while, so it's probably not quite as bright as it is when you first see them alive. This one's been shot by a single point. This must have been one of Coops' fish, been shot by a single point straight through the back. If you do have a single point, just with a flopper on your spear gun, it's not a bad idea to put it right through the back of the fish. I like to pin them maybe halfway down. Sometimes if you shoot it with a single point around the head area, if you don't get a kill shot, they've got the whole tail for power and leverage to get off, whereas if you put it mid-body, they do struggle. It is often only the back that you see sticking out of the weed, isn't it? A lot of the time it is, yeah, and a lot of the time with the flathead, you can have a guess where the head is, but it's not a bad idea to take a shot where you know the actual fish is, and yeah, if you can just see that part, put it through the body. So that fish is, because it's been out of the water for a while, it's pretty dark, isn't it? They're green underwater, and they really do look like seaweed. Yeah, they camouflage really, really well. It's their weapon. They obviously, like all flathead, they camouflage and ambush prey. It's their main weapon, and yeah, they can be really hard to find. Yeah, and you were using a cluster head today? It's your preferred weapon? Yeah, preferred weapon for flathead. Look, you can get away with a single point, not a problem at all. But the cluster head, it just puts them out of commission straight away. It's just a pretty useful weapon, I suppose, when you're hunting them. Yeah, and you had a 1 metre. Well, we all used 1 metre guns today. They might have been a bit big. Yeah, today for the shallow. The water we're in. When I'm in and around the Ballarat Peninsula hunting rock flathead, I sometimes use a 80 or a 90 centimetre gun just for nice shallow water, because the bigger flathead, like your rock flathead that reach about 2 foot in length, give you about 1.5 kilo, a bit more. They're regularly found in probably 1.5 metres of water, really shallow water, right up against the rocks. So this is a southern blue spot flathead. You can see it's a different species, shot with a cluster. It's a kill shot, put it out of commission straight away. I believe the rock flathead to be better eating. The southern blue spot flathead are still a really good feed, but probably more found in the sand adjacent to weed or rock, whereas the rock flathead in the weed and rock itself. Mate, there's another beauty you got. Cluster head? Yeah, cluster head again. In the back of the head? Yeah, back of the head. Pretty much a kill shot straight away, and put a knife in the head just to ensure it was gone. But yeah, it's a pretty nice sized frog. Now the other thing with the cluster head in the sort of areas where we were diving, the sediment there is really soft, and with my straight shaft it was going halfway into the sand. Yep, yeah, that can be a problem sometimes, Matt, with the they can use that as leverage too. If the shaft goes straight through them and gets stuck in the sand, if you don't have a really good shot, like if you haven't landed at mid-body or a kill shot, they can use that as leverage, especially the really big ones that are deceptively powerful, and they can get off. Yeah, that's why, once again, when hunting flathead, I'll go for a cluster head every time. Yeah. All right, can you talk us through this filleting technique you're using? All right, no worries. So you just hold the flathead on its side here, tuck the knife under the fin. We cut down to the backbone. Oh, thanks. As we get down to the backbone, turn the knife. And because I've speared it in that area, it's making it a little bit difficult, but you'll just crack through the rib cage, and then just continue to run the knife along that line there, which is just along the backbone. So at the moment you've got all the rib bones still in the fillet. Yep. But you'll take them out later, won't you? Yeah, we'll rectify that in a minute. So you cut almost all the way down to the end, not quite at the end, leave a bit of skin on? Exactly, leave a bit of skin on, and the southern blue spot species are a bit harder to skin than the rock flathead and can be a bit painful, but we'll have a go. So we just, sorry Annie, you probably can't see that. Knife down to the skin. I'll just sit it up here actually. and scrape along a little bit.
So you just pretty much just slide it along.
Yeah, slide it along, knife down, scrape it along a bit. Once you've reached that that part there, you can just confidently pull it out, and it should rip the bones out with it.
So that's left all the bones on the skin there.
Bones on the rib cage there, and you end up with a nice fillet there.
Nice skinless, boneless fillet.
Perfect.